Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jess and I'm back with another wine night, but with coffee yet again. I almost feel like I should call these coffee nights. I don't know. Coffee day, coffee talks. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I actually found some footage and I kind of wanted to go through it with you guys. I feel like I wrote a ton of notes, but I just feel like I wanted to have a conversation about what it is that I found. So basically what happened over this weekend was that I was working on some videos that I was editing, and generally speaking, what happens is when I am making a video, I will make the video and then I'll delete the footage from my hard drive after it's uploaded on YouTube, because I don't feel like I need to, unless something really special happens that I, for whatever reason, can't share on YouTube, which never happens, or if there's something incredibly cute that P does, then aside from that, I don't really save anything else because it's really just me sitting here talking. So most of the footage that I save is what gets posted on YouTube, so there's no sense in me having it in two places, so I just delete it. And if you are new here, I think I've mentioned this quite a few times, but maybe it's in old videos that are now privated. I have been trying to create a YouTube channel for years now. So back in 2015 and 2016, I was traveling a lot and I was backpacking, and I was like, oh, this is a perfect way to start a YouTube channel. And then I didn't have enough time to edit. I didn't really do much with the video footage, and then I just kind of kept it for myself. And then when I got back, I was just focused on school, really. From there, I was working after I graduated, and I was like, okay, now is the perfect time. But every time I made a video, I just didn't feel like I knew what I was trying to do with it. And then later down the line in 2018, 2019, I started going back to making videos again. And that's actually when I got this camera. This camera I got from my work. They had given it to me as an incentive for sales that I had made, and it revitalized me wanting to create this channel. It was very exciting for me because I had a new camera and it was good equipment, and I felt like, okay, now's the time. This is a sign that it's my time. And even still, I really didn't know what I wanted to do at all, and I just kept making these videos that I felt like I wasn't going anywhere with it. I felt like I wasn't really doing much with my day. I felt like there was a lot that I was trying to say but couldn't say, and it was because I was in the middle of a lot of chaotic stuff happening in my life. And then in addition to that, I just really didn't have a following. Obviously, when you first start, you don't have followers, so I felt dumb just talking to nobody and about such dumb things like, oh, I'm cooking dinner again, which, I mean, I will admit I have plenty of people that I watch that are just making dinner that day, but that's because they're at a point where they have enough people that will watch because people like their personality. When you have nobody, you have to be doing something exciting, and I was not in a good place at the time, so there was nothing exciting happening. I'm really not sure why, but I've saved all of the footage. Not all of the footage, I shouldn't say that. I saved a lot of the footage from that time. And again, I have no idea as to why I saved the footage. I didn't think I was ever gonna do anything with it, and I know I won't ever post it, but I just saved it for some reason, and every now and then it pops back up and I rewatch it, and I don't know, something kind of hits me where I'm like, oh man, I wish I could tell her it's gonna be fine. And that is basically what happened today, where one specific video popped up that I was like, oh, what's this? And watching it, it brought back a lot of emotion. I will share a piece of the footage just so that you guys can understand what I'm talking about. So the footage is right here. Hello and welcome to Thursday. Yeah, what's going on today? I'm working again, as always, when I'm not working. But that's it. My life is just why do I feel like it's so boring lately? It's not, it's see, here's the thing. There's a lot going on right now, but I'm just not sure which things, one, I should or am comfortable with sharing, what other people are comfortable with me sharing, what other people want out there, who's even watching, what's actually interesting, what do you guys want to hear? Because I don't know. There's drama, there's moving stuff, there's work related stuff. There's so much, and it's, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what's interesting. I don't know what you guys want to hear, but we're living. We're, you know, I had a pretty great hearty breakfast, hot Cheetos. They were just Henri d'Asque, and I decided that that's what I was eating because I was just hungry and working, and it's the only thing in front of me. I don't have anything. I don't know what's going on today. I have to run to the post office. That's exciting. Like, no, is it? No. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm gonna go take a lunch break. I kind of want to just watch some YouTube videos. I should have recorded myself yesterday. I did like a bunch of errands yesterday, and did I take pee someplace? I can't remember. Anyway, I feel really tired, so I'm gonna watch some TV and relax. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. So what I've been doing lately is I have been trying to write down every single day 3 things that I'm grateful for at the end of the day. And I've been doing this usually around like 8-ish when I'm starting to wind down, read a book, just write a few things that I'm grateful for. And when watching this video, I instantly opened up my journal and I wrote down how grateful I am for my growth. And I think that's really, really important. One thing that comes up in that video that I've talked about recently on this channel is that I was not comfortable being by myself and feeling like, oh, I have nothing in my life that I'm really doing. Like all I do is work. And I feel like now I have the exact same life in a really weird way where I find joy in these little things that I'm not doing much. I don't know, it's just like I feel like I might still just be hanging out at home, reading a book, making videos, but for whatever reason, I'm more grateful for those times, whereas before I felt like I was a failure for that being my life when it's not. I mean, it's just like what I was choosing to do. I don't want to get too far down that rabbit hole because again, I have talked about that on this channel before, but something else that I noticed, and I'm not sure if it's noticeable to outsiders or if it's just noticeable to me because I lived it, but I can see in this video how broken down I am, how like I go from trying to be like, oh, this is what I'm doing today, and then I'm like, I have nothing that I'm doing today, and it kind of hurt. It was just like a slap in the face and I was broken down about it. I just kind of remember a lot of the emotions that were going on at that time, and there was just so much, and I mean, I said it in the video, there's so much drama, there's so much chaos, there's just so many things that I don't know if I can talk about. I don't know who's comfortable with me saying what. I don't know what I'm allowed to do or say anymore. And I felt like at the time, and I didn't know it then, but looking back at it now, I just needed that friend that you can just go to and be like, oh my God, I need to tell you everything, and I don't know where to go with this, and I don't need you to give me advice, but I just need to chat about it. And I was going to therapy at the time, but it's not the same as having that friend. And I just really didn't have that as much then as I maybe feel like I do now. But what came out of it, I guess I should say, is that I was forced to deal with it on my own. I had so much that I was going through at the time that I just had to do it. And I had to bulldoze through all of the chaos and deal with it because I couldn't sugarcoat it with like, oh, let me just go get drinks with a friend, or retail therapy, let's go to a mall, or whatever it is. Like I just had to do it. In a really weird way, these failed attempts at creating some kind of YouTube channel gave me a video journal that I would not otherwise have, and I'm really grateful for that because I can look back at these videos now, and again, I'm not sure why I saved these, but I'm grateful that I am because I can look back and see how much has changed since then. And even if in my daily life things haven't changed, like I'm still working, I'm still making videos, I'm still working a lot, I still like to read, I still like to do the things that I like to do, but I don't know, just my perspective on it all has changed. I think I kind of knew that I had already been through the worst of it. And so even though I knew that I felt really broken down, I also knew that it couldn't get worse at that point, and that, again, I just had to power through it. I had to figure out what I was gonna do next because that was the only thing to do at the time, was just, okay, so what's next? And And I think it made me the person that I am now. I think that there's so much more that I can handle now that I definitely couldn't handle before. And also things that have allowed me to create more barriers around myself so that I don't find myself in those situations again. It sounds kind of ridiculous, but I can also see in my face how much rounder my face is, and I never want to say that I was overweight at that time, but I knew that I was not being healthy. I was definitely not working out. I was eating a lot of my feelings, and I can see it just looking at that footage. I don't know, it's just like I don't recognize myself almost, and it made me mildly emotional to see myself in that state where I was clearly confused as to what was happening and didn't really know what to do next. And I mean, like, that's life. I still half the time don't know what I'm doing or what the next step is, but at least I have a clearer path of it and a better understanding as to how to move past it when these things come up. I feel like I'm not quite ready still to talk about what it is that happened between like 2018, 2019. It's just a lot of stuff that I'm still it's a really hard thing for me to think about and talk about. And at some point, I would love to share those experiences so that other people can potentially learn from my mistakes. And also just because I feel like that was part of the reason why I wanted to start a YouTube channel. And I think I've mentioned this in the past, but watching other people's channels is what helped me realize like, oh, this is actually normal to have this kind of like boring life where all you're doing is working and then you read and then you make dinner. That's okay. And also just to learn from these people's mistakes. Watching these patterns that were happening to other people helped me realize like, maybe this isn't healthy anymore. Maybe I need to leave the situation. Maybe I need to find something different for myself. And it kills me inside because watching those videos back, I feel like at the time I didn't realize how cool it was that I got to live in San Diego in the room I was in with my mom and have my whole family next door to me and just be so close to everybody in a beautiful city. And I just wasn't in the right headspace to enjoy it. That wasn't where I wanted or needed to be at the time. And at the time, it was just temporary. It was something that I had to do. It's just interesting to think back on it because if I was who I am now in that situation, it would be so much fun. But I mean, things change and we grow up and also if that were to have happened, I feel like so much in all of my family's lives would be different if I would have stayed there. So regardless, I highly suggest if you don't already, journaling to some degree. I know some of my friends, I personally write in a physical journal. Some of my friends type up in a Word document. Some of my friends do video journaling and some do audio journaling where they just talk to their phone, like the voice recording app. I feel like looking back I try not to look back too often, but I feel like when I do look back, I can see how much I've grown and it just helps me create more and more self-awareness. It also just allows me to have these conversations with myself about like, this is what I'm feeling and this is probably why, especially when I don't feel like I can just like talk someone's ear off. So if you aren't already, again, I would highly recommend it. I feel like it's helped me a lot to journal and my therapist always really recommended it. Just to each their own, but I see a lot of benefits to it, and the downside is that you waste a little bit of time if it didn't work. So I just kind of wanted to chat about this because it was one of those things where I was like, wow, I'm really proud of this growth, but it's something that was really difficult. I appreciate you guys so much, seriously. And I am grateful that I get to vlog every now and then, tell you guys about what I'm doing that week or a trip that I went on. And then I can also have these more heart-to-heart type conversations with you guys too. I feel like we've built a little bit of a community here and I really do appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you guys so much for always supporting. Thank you for watching. If you guys have any recommendations, always feel free to leave it in the comments below or in the Google form that's always in the description. I hope you're having a really great weekend and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye guys.